feels really, really good. It's probably the biggest non-scale victory in the past 6 or 8 months that I can really think of, even beyond the weight and everything. Good morning. This is my weekly update. We'll go over my weigh-in, what's gone good, what's gone bad, what's been happening, and if there's any future new plans going on. So this week has been stressful. I feel like I've said that every time these past few videos, but we're still working on Ryu's wound saga on her abdomen. Still suspect it was a spider bite that has kind of necrosed into a wound. I went back just Saturday to the emergency vet by myself with her because we had friends over doing a game day, which was a lot of fun. But Scott got really concerned, so I said I would bow out and take her, and I did. Changed the topical antibiotic. My sister ordered a new broad spectrum oral antibiotic for her, and she kindly told me I just needed to wait. She said it without saying it in a very loving way, and I told her I'm that crazy person that calls their office 10 times a day in a panic, aren't I? And her response was, well, it's better than bringing your dog half dead because you didn't pay attention at all. So that was her nice way of saying, yes, you are that that person. I ordered some silver alginate, calcium alginate. It's a wound dressing that goes in there, and some other wound stuff for her that I'm going to try. That way we don't have to change it every day, and hopefully it'll heal better. Anyways, I know you guys didn't listen to this to hear about my dog's wound that I'm dealing with. What good has happened this week, though? Kind of around that, too. I went by myself Saturday, and going to the emergency vet is stressful for those of you that have been there. And that was the second time I went there, and that is where Rosie died. We had to put her down. I planned ahead. I took my crocheting backpack. I took some headphones because you sit there forever. It's like the emergency room. You sit there forever. And last time I was like kind of mentally falling apart, planned ahead, and I started crocheting the horse's last front leg. It helped immensely because you have to pay close attention when you're crocheting, and it got my mind off things. I had 5 seconds that whole time where I felt like my stress meter was just gonna burst, like just my self-induced anxiety because I don't know what's going on, the stress. I'm a type A personality. Not feeling in control is not my thing. All of that just accumulated into, I felt like my head was gonna pop with stress. For 5 seconds, I experienced these words: you should go eat something. Nothing specific popped in my head. After I heard that you should go eat something, instantly my inner voice said, that isn't going to help anything. It'll just make you physically and mentally feel worse. And within those 5 seconds, I had that thought come, go, and it was gone. Pardon me, I sneezed. Last week was 2 weeks ago. I had like the big turning point and then another turning point. And then Saturday, it feels so good not to be a slave to those thoughts that are constantly, it's like someone else takes over your body, it feels like, and is trying to drive you into the ground to do something harmful to yourself. And it's just another part of me that was doing it, but it feels amazing to be past that. Not saying it won't crop up again, but to be able to go 5 seconds through this, eat something bad, nah, I'm gonna feel real bad, move on, done, and not have the thoughts come back, that feels really, really good. It's probably the biggest non-scale victory in the past 6 or 8 months that I can really think of, even beyond the weight and everything. Having some very stressful moments happen and not leaning or looking towards food. Not just not doing it, but mentally not going there constantly and having those perseverating thoughts. It's taken me a year and a half to get here, y'all. A big thank you from LMNT for sponsoring this video. For those of you who don't know, LMNT's an electrolyte mix. I use the chocolate LMNT in my coffee this morning, first time trying it. It is delicious, by the way. You should try it if you have not, if you do the stevia. Most of the time I do use the raw, but every once in a while I treat myself a little bit with some of the stevia flavors. I use it because it's got sodium, magnesium, potassium in it. It helps with headaches, cramps, fatigues, muscle aches, and those kinds of things that are from a low electrolyte and surely from carb withdrawal when you're starting carnivore or a keto diet. Right now, LMNT's offering an 8-pack sample pack free with any purchase. You just need to go to drinklmnt.com/carnivorous-me. That's drinklmnt.com/carnivorous-me. I say this a lot, but if you're still struggling, don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. There are people, and I'm super glad for them, by the way. There are people who, like, 3 months in, boom, they got things down pat and they're chugging along. And I'm super happy for them. I genuinely am very happy that they are experiencing that. And then there's people like me who take a year and a half to really get there. I've been battling food addiction for 22 years of my 34 years of living, since I have been 12 years old, okay? I know a lot of you, it's the same thing. You've been dealing with this for years and decades and things like that. It is unrealistic for us to expect to think that poof, it's just gonna magically go away when I didn't get 360 pounds just because I liked Oreos. I didn't get there. I got there because I had so much baggage and habits attached to eating food around sadness, depression, anxiety, all of that I've had to, it's almost like a clause on the counter. I've had to, like, over each month, just slowly release each finger and letting the baggage go, that it no longer goes directly to food for resolve, for feeling better. I have finally, this is the way to articulate it, I've finally gotten to the point where I can feel my feelings, even the negative ones, and let them flow through me versus kind of getting sucked into me, and they're like a sponge that are there constantly. I feel the anxiety, I feel the stress about Ryu. The answer is, what can I do? What I'm doing right now, let it go, versus letting it just fester inside constantly. Sorry, I'm about to cry. Just super proud of how far I've come. When I look back, I think back about a year and a half ago, and good Lord, I was hardly walking through the house. I wouldn't leave one floor of the house at times, sometimes for days. I wasn't taking showers very often because it was too exhausting. I was struggling to wipe my own butt. To now, I don't hesitate walking up hills, going hiking on the side of mountains. Like, I actually am the driving force to do it. When before, I would do anything to avoid a set of stairs. This is what it is all about. The weight loss, yeah, that's great. But it is learning to be our word and who we say we are. Okay, I'm gonna pull myself together. That's such a proud moment for me. I'm telling y'all, like, I'm so proud. Okay, what else this week? We did board games Saturday before I went to the emergency vet. Lots of fun. And that's the other thing. Before I started this a year and a half ago, I had isolated myself. I had almost no friends. My 2 best friends had died, and I had just kind of like closed myself off to the world. And now I have so many friends, like, that we go and do things and hang out and go hiking and biking. And I know what it's like. If you're sitting there watching this right now, I know what it's like to literally have no one and feel like you can't relate to anybody, or you're too afraid or too ashamed or too angry or too sad to go out and expose yourself to other people. But I promise, if you start this journey, if you start living life even in tiny baby steps, you will get here too. All fat does to us is it covers up who we really are. That's all it does. The fat on the outside, it just covers up who we are. We suffocate ourselves through layers of fat, through the shame and depression and that. There's people who do drugs and smoke and gamble. It's easy to hide those, right? You just don't do it in front of people. You take showers. But when you are obese, when you are overweight and you use food for that emotional support, it's like walking around with a neon sign that I have emotional upsets. I don't deal with stress well. And it's a hard thing. If you're on the fence, stop being. Stop being on the fence. Go get Atomic Habits or Tiny Habits, either one. Start this today. Go read it. Go start it today. Jump on Carnivore, Keto, you name it. Life is so vastly different in such a good way. And I want you to experience that. I wanted to die. I felt so miserable. I felt so sad. I felt like I was the biggest burden on the planet, to my family, to others. I was a drain of resources. Not anymore. And I want you at home right now to have that same feeling that you are worth it. You are not worthless. You are worth it. Your life, you're here for a reason. We may not see it. All the terrible bad things that have ever happened to me in my life have led to where I am today. I could have never foreseen that in my entire life. I had no social media before I started doing this, y'all. None. I had Facebook like when I was 15 maybe. I had no social media. I never thought I would be doing this, but yet here I am sitting, sharing my journey, and it is all to encourage you that you can do this. I am not a special person. I don't have magical willpower. None of that. You got this. Okay, off my pedestal. Weigh in. I weighed myself this morning. I've lost 2 more pounds. I'm at 255. So 5.1 more pounds. I'll be under 250. Whoop, whoop. I'm excited about that. I have been kind of a bad girl this week and I have not been drinking water. I have not gone to the bathroom in like 7 days because he wanted to hear about that. We've just been, I don't know. It's all an excuse, isn't it? I just have been bad about drinking water. So that is my tiny habit I'm starting working on today. Drinking water every time I sit my butt down. Drinking water. I would be curious to know after I go to the bathroom if I've lost more weight because I literally have not gone in 7 days and my tummy is not very happy with me because I haven't been drinking water. Really haven't been drinking anything. A cup of coffee and maybe a little bit of water a day, and that's all I've been getting in me. Bad Amanda. We did some walking. We did some biking. It's been kind of rainy here. We didn't do anything too crazy this week. Saw the baby. The baby is so cute, y'all. He's so cute. I know he's my nephew. And it'd probably be easy to have bias, but he's like a Gerber baby cute. I keep telling my sister she needs to like send a picture of him to Gerber and have them like come and do a photo shoot for him. He's so cute. He's 10 pounds now and he is now out of newborn size. He's gotten too long, too big. He's breastfeeding really well. His sleep cycle's doing better. He's just such a good boy and I miss him. My brother-in-law's mom is in town, so we're just gonna hold off for the week while she's here and not go down there and see him. So I don't get to see him for a week. I'm a little sad. Oh, we worked out Friday. My brother-in-law Buck tried to murder my arms. They still like Jell-O, y'all, and it's Monday. We did arms and shoulders, and it's like noodle arms, trying to get him to move around. It felt really, really good. It felt so good doing it though. We're going to do 3 times a week at his place for a while. It is very motivational for me to have someone externally other than Scott to be responsible to for this. And I love weightlifting, and he's got the Olympic weights and all this, and he's making me do some like warm-up cardio and stuff, which I normally avoid because I just am not a cardio girl. Yeah, it's been stressful, but that's life, isn't it? I say that every week. Stressful, stress. But things could be 1,000 times worse than they are. They always could be. I am so thankful for Scott in my life. And he probably isn't going to watch this and see this, but I want to say thank you, my love. You are vital and important to me in so many ways. Your love, support, and the biggest thing, accepting me where I was at throughout this. You never shamed me. You never made me feel less than, even as I was gaining weight and needed more help. And I am beyond blessed to have found you and found literally my soulmate. Despite our age gap and the fact that we were across the country from each other, it was definitely meant to be. So I love you and thank you. What I will do different this coming week. I'm still struggling with it. Morning miles when it's raining out. I hate cold and wet, and as I've lost weight, it makes me even more deterrent to getting cold and wet despite having a rain poncho and stuff. I just hate getting cold and wet. I think I just need to wrap around my mind. It's okay if I don't do it first thing in the morning, as long as we're getting it done during the day sometime, like our lunch breaks or whatever. Also, what else? I tried, there's these energy drinks that my brother-in-law had called Alani, I think. They were good. They did have 3 carbs, 1 sugar, alcohol, no other sugars in them. But I will say the list of ingredients was this long on the back of them, and it kind of hurt my tummy. So I don't think I will be drinking those very often, if much at all, just because I don't do stevia. I do okay with, but any other kind of artificial sweeteners, they just make my tummy hurt. Maybe that's why I've been having problems going to the bathroom too, is because I had 2 of those this week. Yeah, well, it's nay that, I think. What else? We went and had a big old grocery haul. I will probably make it a video for tomorrow because I got a lot of footage for it. But we got chuck roast on sale for $4.97 a pound. We got tri-tip for $5 a pound. And right now in our area, I don't know about any other Costco's. In our area, Costco has dropped the whole rib roast, okay? Normally they chop it up and it's a rib eye. But the whole rib roast uncut for $12.99 a pound. It had been $16.99 a pound. I don't know why they changed it and why they dropped it. But Sherry, one of the ladies that lives near us that does Carnivore, she told me about it. So jump on that. $12.99 a pound for a choice ribeye. You do have to cut them yourself. That's the only downside. Last thing, we are doing book club this Thursday, y'all. The 16th. I think it's the 16th. But this Thursday, we're doing book club. Come join us. Go to carnivoresneak.com. There is a little symbol that looks like a little white remote with a blue background. That is the link to get into Discord, okay? We're going to be doing it there. I am contemplating switching over to Zoom and doing it. That way we could record for those who miss. I'm not 100% sure about that yet, but I'm thinking real hard about that for book club. Anyways, costs nothing other than get your hands on the book, go to the library if you don't want to buy it. Yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for listening to my crazy update. I appreciate you all so very much. Have a good week. Remember, don't be hard on yourself. One tiny step at a time, and we shall make it. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.